Okay. Back in the desert. The repetitive pumping sounds. 3 hang bottles. Bullets. The 3 hang bottles could symbolize 3 hang man, right? Jesse's car? Is that a body? Tuco's body? Whose body is that? Alright, the cold open has enticed me, so how do we get there?
Tuco Salamanca. Those of you who were not with us this morning, we raided his headquarters. I'd say he is a prime suspect in the disappearance of our dearly missed Crazy 8. Hats over your heart. Found him tucked in the junkyard along with Tuco's own brother-in-law, aka Gonzo.
Ah.
Gonzo, this rocket scientist, was moving.
Gonzo is Tuco's brother-in-law.
I ask you, you want to find this guy? Yes. Yeah. What the hell was that? Jesus.
More enthusiasm, come on.
Do you want to find this guy? Yes!
There we go.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Closed door?
I
Yeah.
gotta find him.
Yeah, the difference between, you know,
Appearances, Gomi. It's all about appearances.
appearances. Exactly, right.
Skylar called last night. It's Walt. He's missing. Disappeared from the house and no one's heard from him since.
Family first.
You don't think he... Holler if you need me.
All right, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that.
Thinking if he committed suicide and all that stuff, right. Interesting shot. With the reflection. There better not be anything like suspicious within Walter's car. Oh! What was that?
The most recent photo. We haven't taken many lately, so.
Has he been depressed?
He's been withdrawn lately, a little
Withdrawn. Yeah. Let's go with that. You can feel how nervous Skylar is through all of her mannerisms.
When
Oh, the cutting back and forth between Skylar and Walter Jr.'s like reaction.
let's see, I checked with every hospital within 50 miles, every police station,
wedding
every
ring.
morgue.
They always show that. If there's an opportunity to show the wedding ring, they're gonna show it. Alright, have a little chat with Hank here. Yeah.
So that cell phone call she's talking about, I ran it. Never happened. No record of it.
Second cell phone.
I'm thinking.
That's the cell phone. Great transition and cut between the scenes. Tuco eliminating all of it. Whoa! Tuco with the... What is that, a carbine? Throw it to where all the trash goes. So someone was probably still in the car in the cold open, right? But obviously there's a body outside of the car, so whose body is it? I mean, it can be Tuco, but at the same time I feel like eliminating Tuco right now is a bit too fast. I don't know. But Tuco is the likely answer.
I understand.
Wow. What Walter sees was what he always wanted, but you know, that's the dream, right? People understanding him.
I got a clean check. Now get out.
Yeah, you gotta do what he says for now. He's the one with the gun, obviously. Oh, there's a house. Okay. Great shot. Great shot as well. Like the leading lines, leading, you know, with from the fence leading up to them. That's great. This is a plot development, that's for sure. Walter missing, away from his family. Great song choice as well.
I don't think he'll hurt himself. I mean, he just doesn't.
But hey, look at this. Marie and Skylar together again, setting aside past differences.
Okay, the whole tiara thing. I just find it bewildering that
Marie.
I didn't believe the.
Marie.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Walter is more important now. Is Walter? Oh, there's the box. He's gonna trip over it, probably. He's gonna reveal the cash and the gun. Yeah, they're focusing on it. Ah, like you can even see the money. One false move. Who is this? Tuco's dad? And of course, Walter's the one who took the water first, right?
I like doing business with a family, man. There's always a lot of collateral.
Yeah. Nothing. No money. Not gonna pick up the meth?
Can I trust you?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
It's a matter of appearances. It's only a matter of appearances. He's not picking it up.
You two haven't been talking, right? No.
They're not wrong.
I couldn't get Gonzo on the phone. He's been acting all pouty on account of no-dos.
Oh, the sound of the fly is kind of ticking me off here. But it's that disturbance.
You went snitched to the cops! That fucking son of a bitch! I was good to him, I was good! I see Gonzo, I'm gonna shit! Every time I it's gonna be like a legend of myself! You never trust the people that you love!
Incredible acting, by the way. Holy shit. That was so good.
You plan to ice Gonzo like future tense?
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
You're saying that Gonzo is currently operating as a police informant, as far as you know. I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Go with it. Go with it. Don't. Yeah, don't tell him the truth. Yeah.
Oh, I need to get good and high. Well, what's with this gag? It smells like head cheese. No, it's killer.
Yo, yeah, it is. It is killer. All right.
So, I was thinking last night.
Okay, he's holding it.
We'll set you up in a super lab. We'll do nothing but cook 24/7. And no federales are gonna mess with us because I got my people there. Connections.
I have a wife and family.
But you do need the money.
And you'll get another one.
Oh wow. You could always get another one.
He's got a secret ingredient.
Shouldn't have said that.
Chili powder.
Because now he's hesitating. Damn it.
I hate chili powder.
Yeah.
No, I need him to go. I need him very, very badly. He's my partner. And if he doesn't go, I don't go.
Gotta compromise, Tuco.
Better hope they got room in the trunk.
Whew. Man, that scene was heart-pounding.
I think the very fact they haven't found him yet bodes well. Well, I mean, if he,
Okay.
somebody would have smelled something by now.
I get what you're going for, Marie, but
What about the second cell phone?
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, you gotta spill the beans, Hank.
He must have a second phone.
Why would he have a second phone?
What sense
Mm-hmm.
is that?
Now that trust is starting to...
Hank, you can't just bring up.
It means Walt has a secret.
Why would he keep secrets from me, right?
He's addicted to the pot, and he owes his drug dealer a lot of money.
Marie, you don't get hooked on pot like that.
How do you know? You didn't even know he had a second cell phone.
Marie is.
You have to question.
She's definitely onto it.
Then grasp.
The problem is Hank... The problem is Hank doesn't want to go that far because Hank doesn't believe that Walt could go that far.
Hi, I'm looking for Jesse.
Right, this makes sense.
It's my understanding that he and Jesse, they've stayed in touch.
Yep. Second episode. That's how Skylar figured it out, right? Oh, great shot. Love the colors as well.
If he had spent half as much time and money on his education as he has on that ridiculous bouncing car.
That car do be bouncing in the cold open.
Hey, listen, do me a solid and check out a 89 Chevy Monte Carlo.
It's all coming together. Ooh, Tuco be cooking. Always showing the gun in his back.
How was I supposed to know?
Oh, the TV.
Well, at least he wants
Oh my God, that's Gonzo. Yeah. Change the channel. Change the channel. Holy shit. But the dad. Yeah. Holy shit. That was. Yeah. This is so fucked. I am loving this episode.
crack him over the head with something.
Yeah, he used the fly swatter.
So my life is not the priority here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be dead soon anyway.
Maybe sprinkle it in the food?
We got a long ride ahead of us.
Probably. Maybe it was the dad who was outside of the car. And Tuco is the one who is inside of the trunk. No!
I will feed you. I eat first. That's the deal.
No! No! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
What?
He's gonna take it. He's gonna take that one.
I get it. Oh. Tell you, Heisenberg.
Holy fuck! No!
You feed them, huh? You put them in a really nice.
That's a good dad, though. But
They gotta steal the food off your plate. You better eat every bite of that.
now I just feel bad for Tuco, man. I just feel bad for him. I mean, Tuco's not a good person, but like.
Deal.
This is going to guilt trip the both of them for like the rest of their lives. Oh my god. Yeah. 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 You did this. Man, the constant.
Are you mad dogging them, Deal? What, you don't like them?
It's all about appearances.
You don't trust them?
That's a yes.
Tuco, come on. There's clearly some dementia. He's not lucid. Shh.
Yeah. Don't talk shit about him. Yeah.
Did they do something to you, Deal? Something that you don't like? What did they do to you? What did you do to my Deal?
Nothing. I did change the channel on his TV, but the...
Yeah, that's it. While you were cooking, you know, you was watching one of those telenovels, you know, with all those ripe honeys on it.
Jesus Christ.
Is that it, Deal? Is that it, Deal?
They're not wrong.
Are they bonking me?
Oh, dude, this is probably the best episode of Breaking Bad that I've seen so far. This is so good. The tension throughout this entire episode is insane. Yeah, that smile from him.
Tell me what you did!
What is that? What is that?
We tried to poison you.
A rock?
Because you're an insane, degenerate piece of filth, and you deserve to die.
Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, it's happening. Walter with the gun. Jess is the one who took the shot. Throw him to the... Yep.
Let him bleed.
The Mary statue again.
Cousins?
Shit. Yeah, you gotta make a stand. Should've grabbed the gun though. No? Went past them. Man, Tuco is just one tough son of a bitch, is he? The bloodied hand. Oh, nope, there we go, there we go. Here they come.
What the hell's going on?
This is about... No. Oh,
Jesse Pinkman. Hard man to find.
that's not Jesse though. Tuco? Yeah. No. What if it's Hank? No. No, it's Tuco. It's 100% Tuco's body. He's got a shot. And here we are. They don't even know it was Hank.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hank, what?
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
Yeah, don't let him see him. Don't let him see you. Yeah, run. Man, Tuco. The car rocking up and down. Kind of like his heartbeat, right? Finally ending. Oh, I love the way they're remixing the bells with this. This was a good episode. This was such a good episode. Man, the tension and everything is just incredible. Wow. That may be the best episode of Breaking Bad that I've seen so far. Man, that was such a good episode. Just like everything from the direction, the character acting, the suspense, it was... Couldn't ask for a better episode. I'll talk about this right now. Did a bit of reading. Tio is apparently uncle in Spanish, so not actually his dad, but his uncle. Okay, I got it. So you don't need to tell me in the comment section about that. That's I got that. But speaking of his uncle, man, that dude, just his screen presence alone. It's how do I describe it? It is so good. Like, I know I'm immediately jumping straight into it, but this man right here, he made this episode work. He is the glue that just ties everything into this cohesive, suspenseful thriller. He is... How do I describe it? It's like a ticking time bomb, right? This every time he dings, it's like, you know, he is about to say something. And that's the thing, right? He doesn't say anything. He can't speak. But he knows. He can see, right? And he communicates with the dings, with the bells, right? So every time he dings, every time Tuco asks him like a question, right? What did he do? Did they do something wrong with you? Did they do something bad to you? Right? And every time he dings, it's like, oh shit! Walter and Jesse can't really do anything because Tuco trusts him more than Jesse and Walter, obviously. So like, oh, it's so good. It is such a good way to make suspense. Like how did they manage to make this happen for half of the episode? Boggles my mind, but they did it, and I was on the edge of my seat, and I love it. Okay, let's actually go. Let's rewind this back to the beginning, right? To the cold open. Man, seeing the 3 bottles kind of immediately thinks of me as like symbolic of 3 hanged men. I don't know why. Because like obviously we have Walter, we have Tuco, and we have Jesse, right? Tuco obviously is the one who dies. So I don't know. My mind just immediately assumes, like, oh, 3 hanging bottles, maybe 3 hanged men, maybe, right? The deaths of these 3 individuals. One of them is definitely dead, but the other 2 definitely escape. But yeah, this cold open, just having this pumping sound effect, which I do love the fact that by the end of the episode, like I said in the reaction, kind of symbolizes Tuco's heartbeat that goes and then just off, just dies, right? But yeah, this entire sequence, right? We have no idea what is going on. We have no idea what is happening. All we do know is that Tuco's body and Jesse's car. That's all we know. We don't know it was actually Tuco's body, but it gives it's this, because they are hiding Tuco's body and we don't know if whose body it is. It just makes this whole like, again, like suspense and tension, because we know this is where the episode is going to lead. The question is like, whose body is it? It's definitely not Walter, that's for sure, because plot armor, he's the main character, right? So it's only a matter of, is it Jesse's or is it Tuco's? It was leaning more towards Tuco because that's like the obvious answer, because there's no way that Jesse would die this early, right? Like Jesse and Walter, they're a unit, they're a team, right? They would be on this journey for throughout the rest of the season. So whose body is it if not Tuco? And then they introduced the uncle, which adds a new variable, right? Oh, it can actually be the uncle, right? Which makes the scene with the dinner, which I will talk about later, all the more again, suspenseful, right? That lunch with Tuco, the fact that he was wanting to have the one that was drugged instead. I mean, again, like all of these variables being put into place, and then by the end with Hank coming in, it was like, oh my god, whose body is it? But it's Tuco's. I am still in shock at the fact that Tuco died, because he's such a good character. I love his character. But again, like the information that I do know from like some of you who told me that the beginning episodes of season 2 are supposed to be the ending, it's supposed to be the finale of season 1, but the writer's strike and all that stuff. So this does feel more like a season finale for season 1, but it also makes for an excellent start for season 2, because now you are starting your story, you're starting your season with this power vacuum, right? Suddenly, your antagonist, your villain, is gone. Suddenly, there's nobody that is opposing Walt at the moment, right? Walter's current enemy right now is still himself, right? There's no external factor that is, like going after Walter's life and his, his family and all that stuff. Yeah, there's the DEA, but they don't know it's Walt yet. They're not onto him, right? Until this episode where they're starting to find him, but not because of the drugs, but because he's missing, right? So this, again, this power vacuum, this empty position where there's nobody opposing Walt at the moment. There's nobody keeping Walt on his leash, right? That is Tuco's position in my eyes, right? Tuco was like the character that is putting Walter in check, right? Because otherwise Walter would get power hungry as because he's Walter, he's power hungry, of course he wants to be better and powerful and get as much money as possible, right? There's this like back and forth struggle between like who's controlling who's working for who and all that stuff. But yeah, Tuco missing means that we need to have a new villain, we need to have a new antagonist, we need to have somebody to put Walter in check, because right now nobody's looking for Walt. I'm sorry, like nobody's keeping Walt at bay, right? Everybody's looking for Walt, obviously, but nobody's like keeping him at bay. Jesse's not gonna be that person, at least not now, because Jesse is being treated as an underling for Walt, right? Even Jesse himself feels like he needs Walter, right? He can't really betray Walter, right? Because Walter is the key, ultimately, right? He is the one who is creating the meth, right? Jesse's the one who is distributing some of the meth to other people, right? So again, this power vacuum, this emptiness, it needs to be filled in order for Walter to stay in check, because otherwise Walter is gonna go out on his own and it's gonna cause haywire, it's gonna cause trouble. So immediately we go to Hank and the DEA trying to find Tuco. Trying to read like some of these newspaper headlines. Major bust, net guns, about the city's biggest meth bust. Meth and guns found in the DEA. Found in DEA raid, I'm assuming. The one on the left. Officers raid meth house, yep. Right, okay. And this entire scene is like, again, not just in this entire scene, but the entire episode, right? But as Hank says after this scene, it's all about appearances. It's all about appearances, right? Tuco's uncle, Walter, Jesse, even Hank, everybody. It's all about appearances. It's all about lying to people in order to get what you want. That was basically this entire episode, right? It's lying to Tuco. It's lying to lying to Walter. It's lying to Skyler and everything. Like it's that was the theme of this episode, and I love that they are putting it up front in the very beginning. Hey, this is the theme of the episode. This is what we're gonna be dealing with. I love that. It also makes for a really funny joke where Hank is like, come on, let's get him. Come on, where's the rallying cry, right? This is the rallying cry, right? Like, do you want to find this guy? Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. I love this expression from Hank. But then reality is, yeah, we're not gonna find him. Yeah, we're not gonna find him. Like, but it's this, talking about Hank for a bit, right? Because ultimately this is, I mean, I've talked about this like multiple times already about Hank, but Hank's ultimate downfall is his absolute trust in Walter. He knows Walter for such a long time. He knows who Walter was, because Walter is different now. Walter has changed, but Hank sees Walter for who he was before. And who he was before is this nice guy, this kind person, right? So he would never do something like this. He would never do something like that, right? Even when the evidence are pointing towards Walter, right? In season 1, school equipment are missing. The only people who can get those equipments are either Walter or some of the, people who are in the school. Like, who else could it be? But no, Hank dismisses Walter as being a prime suspect because how could he? He would never, right? It's this love for Walter that is admirable, but it's also his weakness. And I am, once again, I think I mentioned this during the episode when Walter and Hank was at school talking about like the missing lab equipment. I am afraid that this will be ultimately Hank's downfall. Him trusting Walt too much will lead him to a potential death, potential betrayal, like the worst that you can imagine, right? Love this shot with Hank's reflection just coming up. They didn't really have to do it, but like it's a pretty cool shot. I like that. So I was asking like what this is, and I think this is a spare key. Because he's able to open the door, right? Because he wasn't able to open the door before, right? And now he can. So Hank, looking into the car, finds nothing, but then he does this, right? He sniffs. But he's not sniffing Walter's seat. No, he's sniffing the other seat, right? Because at first I thought he was sniffing Walter's seat because regional places I live in a place where we drive on the left, right? So the driver's seat is on the right. So I thought Hank was sniffing for, you know, like potential meth or, you know, like any substance that, you know, that may have this odor or what have you. But thinking about it even further and seeing, you know, Hank's discussion with Skylar and Marie later on about the potential, you know, affair, I think Hank is actually sniffing, you know, this other seat because he may be sniffing for, like, again, odor, but not the meth kind, not the marijuana kind, no, but like perfume, you know, like anything that is, I don't know how to describe it, like anything that is, I don't know, sweet. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about, right? I absolutely love the way they are shooting this and how they go back and forth between Skylar's answer and Walter Jr.'s like reaction. It's not even a reaction. It's more like Walter Jr. judging Skylar. That's how I feel it, right? It's how Walter Jr. is like looking at Skylar and seeing like what she responds, because he is sort of judging her. Because they're, you know, like Skylar is obviously, these two have a very different opinion and very different relationship with Walter, right? Skylar obviously is very protective of Walter, and she wants the best for Walter, right? We know this. We know that Skylar, you know, wants the best for Walter. She wants Walter to be safe. She wants Walter to, you know, be all right. You know, she was the one who ultimately led Walter to do the chemotherapy and all that stuff, right? So she has a very biased opinion of Walter. Same as Hank, right? Same as Hank. Even with realizing and knowing that Walter took, you know, marijuana, meth, whatever, right? Even when she realizes that, she still loves Walter, right? She still believes in Walter. Even when Walter, you know, comes back home late at night and all that stuff, she still wants to believe that Walter is good, and she still wants to believe that Walter is right. When she was asking Walter about like, when Walter went to this trip last season, right? Trip, you know, when he was actually dealing with Tuco, right? And he came back home, and Skylar asked him like, "Hey, how's the trip?" You know, and he was like, "Oh, it's fine." And then she asked him, you know, while she was sniffing him, she was like, "What's that smell?" Right? And Walter's answer is like, you know, like, "Oh, it's the herbs," right? She believes that, or at least she wants to believe that is the case, right? Because again, no matter how crazy, stupid shit that Walter does, ultimately she has a very biased opinion, and she wants Walter to be, you know, to be okay. Walter Jr., not so much though. He has a more strained relationship with his dad, right? Why don't you just kill yourself, right? That was what he said. That was what he said, right? If you hate living here, then why don't you kill yourself? So he has a more, I would say, objective view of his father, right? He's more judgmental, whereas so every time he looks at Skylar, he's like, again, this is just how I feel and just how I interpret, you know, this scene, this stare, right? He's like, okay, that's the answer that you're going for. Okay. He even corrects, you know, her mom, right? When she was asked like, Walter's like, wait, and she answered like 170, I think, and then he corrects that and said, oh, I think 160. You know, like, again, a subjective answer and a more objective answer, right? So I love the way that they are cutting back and forth between them. I love the interactions, and I love the different mannerisms between the two, right? You can see like Skylar, you know, doing this with her hands, right? she's nervous. Same with Walter Jr., but it's kind of like a different vibe, right? It's more like, I don't know how to describe it, but both of them are, you know, nervous about this, but their mindset are like completely different in my eyes. I love this cut. Talking about the cell phone, immediately cuts to said cell phone being destroyed. The evidence is gone. Now, Hank being in this place later on will lead to a lot of questions, like what will Hank find in this place, right? What evidence will Hank find? Will Hank find these cell phones? Can these broken cell phones be traced? I don't know. I don't think so, because I think that would be like too easy, right? Because if Hank finds these and just ran it into like forensics or whatever, is it actually forensics? I have no idea. But if they investigate it and then they realize like, oh, this actually belongs to Walter, then that's gonna be too easy. So I don't think that's gonna be the case. But this scene I love. This shot in particular. I didn't really comment on it that much during the reaction, but Walter having this sort of laid back realization, kind of like just not just daydreaming, but more of, you know, imagining, you know, like what he wants, like we're in a terrible situation, so I'm imagining like the best possible solution and the best possible outcome, right? Of course, you're in a pickle, right? Walter closes his eyes. We close in. The trunk opens. Walter opens his eyes. And then we see this shot of Skylar bathed in golden sunshine, right? This angel, this angelic presence, right? And then the words that Walter wants to hear the most. I understand. That is the one thing that Walter wants, right? He wants Skylar and everybody else to understand what he is doing. But of course, that is not reality. Walter knows that they are not going to understand. Walter knows if they find out about all of this, that's it. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be over. Divorce is gonna come in. Walter Jr. is not gonna see his dad anymore. Like, he's gonna lose everything. So this hopeful dream that Walter has is like sad to me because Walter convinces himself that this cannot be reality. This can only be a dream, right? That's the sad part. But again, like, we don't know Skylar and Walter Jr.'s like actual response or how they're gonna take it, obviously, because how can we know unless they know, right? But it's this idea that Walter has that no, that's too much of a positive thing to happen. That's never gonna happen. That can only be a dream. Something that cannot be reality. And look at how happy he is, right? Oh, you understand, Skylar? Oh, you do? Nope. Reality kicks in. It's Tuco. I love this frame of Walter just being smiling and happy, like, ah. And then Tuco comes in and this happy to sad, like, oh god. Get up, Walter. This is reality. Stop daydreaming. Get up. The rest of the episode, where we are focusing on this small house in the middle of nowhere, is amazing. I mean, I've talked about it again, but like, oh man, everything in this place is just incredibly well put together, incredibly well thought out, incredibly well written, and most importantly, incredibly well executed. Love this shot where the main focus is the three of them having these junks, these these scraps, these garbage, these metal junks, like I said, right? Just perfect framing, just perfect framing. And then you have this shot as well, which I absolutely love. Look at the lines though. Like, look at how this fence is going up here, and then this fence is going up here, straight to this place, straight to this point. I love it. Great framing. Great use of music in the scene, where all of them are trying to, giving away these missing posters, right, of Walter. I do love the fact that Skylar and Marie are being together again for this common cause, right, despite their differences in the previous episodes, right? Even Marie talking about, like, hey, so about that tiara, and Skylar's like, no, don't talk about that. This is not the time. Right now, there's something more important, and it is Walter, right? So don't talk about these problems that we have for a bit, and just focus on what really matters. This scene, though. Now I want to look at Walter Jr.'s like face again. Yeah, this is, I can't fully describe it, but this emotion that Walter Jr. has, right? There's a certain level of emptiness in his eyes, from what I'm seeing. There's this feeling of helplessness, where he doesn't really know what to do, and this is the only way that he knows that he can do, but is it really making a difference? It's that kind of feeling, right? Like, okay, you're printing out all of these missing posters, but is it gonna do anything? You don't know that, right? That's like the scary part. You don't know if what you're doing is making a difference or not. That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting with. And off he goes. And that box, this little tiny dry and tidy box, where you can even see the money, right? You can see the money just peeking out. Hello, hello, hello. So yeah, I thought the Walter Jr. is gonna, trip over it, or kick it unintentionally, right, as an accident, and then it's gonna fall, and then the money and the gun is gonna come in, or come out even, and instead of saying anything, Walter Jr. is just gonna hide it back. Like that was, I don't know why I was thinking that way. That is such a cliche, but I don't know. But the fact that this is well hidden, even though it's not, it's such a good metaphor to Walter as well. Like, it is plain as day. It is right there, and yet everybody's ignoring it. It's all about appearances. It fits Walter's character so much. Like, if you see his actions, if you see his, what he does, like, it's obvious that something is going on, but the fact that nobody is actually, pushing into it, nobody's like pressing it, especially Hank, right? Because everybody's like, oh, I'm sure Walter's fine. I'm sure Walter can, I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. I'm sure Walter can, I'm sure he would never do something like this and that. Like, like always coming up with the most minimalistic reasons as possible, right? Like we're not gonna go to like, oh, he's creating meth. It's like, no, he's maybe doing 1 or 2 pots, maybe you know what I mean? Like it's there's always this curve, and everybody's always assuming like they would never assume the worst. They would never assume, like the highest possible outcomes. Walter killing people, murdering people? No. That's not Walter. No. He would never. It's all about appearances. I love it. I wonder what this program that is being aired on TV is. Once again, the scene basically telling us, hey, Walter cares for himself and not everybody else, right? Takes Jesse's gun, takes the drink first. No, let me take that. No, I'm important. Let me drink first. And Jesse's like, oh man. There's this look of disappointment from Jesse, like, I wanted that. I wanted that first. Why am I always second place? Tuco and his uncle, I love it. They empty their pockets. Tuco knows everything. Not even gonna elaborate on this. But answer me one thing. Can I trust you? This is a shocker for both of them, right? Because they've been paranoid about like Tuco killing Gonzo and all that stuff. But no. Tuco didn't do any of that. No, it's actually the other way around. Tuco is more paranoid than Walter and Jesse. It's this look between them when every time, right? Previous episode when they were looking back at each other, when after Tuco killed one of his henchmen, right, one of his bodyguards, and then here again, I have a feeling that we're gonna see a lot of these moments where Walt and Jesse's just gonna look back slowly towards one another. Kind of like this moment where both of their brain cells just connects and they're like, oh shit. I love it. I love their dynamic. It's such a complex dynamic, but I love it. I mean, I talked about it multiple times already. Yeah, starting from this scene up until the very end is just nothing but tension. We build it every single time. And it always, those tension-filled moments are always being helped or punctuated more with, like character actions from either Tuco or his uncle with the bells, right? Here, Tuco going like, that's like, okay, I get it, Tuco, I get it. And then him screaming every now and again, which, okay, hats off to Tuco's actor, Ramon Cruz. That man, look, you're only here for a few episodes, but holy shit. This man can act. Like, this over-the-top eccentric character that can flip-flop between angry and happy at the same time. It's this almost psychotic level of craziness where this man is like angry 1 second and then he goes the next second it's like very unnerving, and it just creates this atmosphere on every scene. Tuco is such a scene stealer, and I love it. Walter and Jesse's expressions are just like, yeah. Uh-huh. But man, this episode again, like, it just shows how human Tuco is, right? We talked about like how eccentric and almost out of place Tuco is in the world of Breaking Bad, in you know, when we first appeared, because every character thus far was, you know, very grounded. But then you have this, you know, you have this character, right? You have Tuco, this character who just is very over the top. Takes out his cigarette, you know, by taking it out with his tongue and whatever. And you know, when we first saw him, screams so much that it's actually hurting my ears. But then you see him vulnerable when his brother-in-law, I think, right, Gonzo, where he thinks he was betrayed, and you can see how hurt he is. You can see like how this means a lot to him. Again, with the way he's acting and all that stuff, like, you know, you are very close to someone when, if they betray you, you feel like you want to kill them. Don't actually do that. That's a obviously don't. But it's that feeling, right? It's that feeling of utmost betrayal. How can he do this to me? Yeah, just constantly bang the knife. Yep. I just noticed Jesse's like expression, the way he was twitching. Oh, I love it. I love it. Let me see it again. Like, yeah, yep. All the twitching with every time the knife gets hit on the table, he's like. Fantastic scene. And of course, Jesse fumbled the bag. It's chili powder. Almost had him. You almost had him. But this scene, I think, is setting up the next step, right? Tuco is essentially telling us, the audience, what can possibly be the next step in the story of Breaking Bad, right? We'll do nothing but cook 24/7. I have friends in Mexico, right? Connections. We'll set up your own lab, right? That's essentially the next step, right? Like the next obvious evolution of Walter and Jesse's journey, right? We start small, we're growing bigger, and now we are being presented as, you know, we are being presented a possibility, if you will, right? This possibility of, you know, we can disappear, we'll do nothing but cook, we have connections. Obviously, they can't really do that anymore because Tuco's dead and those connections are gone, but it just goes to show that those connections are there if they're willing to go search for those connections, or if they can find the perfect, you know, the perfect person. It's just gonna do a snowball effect. That's pretty much it, right? It's just gonna go bigger and bigger and bigger as the ball rolls down, and you cannot stop it. It's a possibility. And I do love that Walter is standing up for Jesse because, you know, obviously he doesn't want anybody to die, right? But I do love the fact that Walter is standing up for Jesse, going like, hey, you want me? I want him as well. Okay? That's the deal. And it shows, again, that Walter does have some sort of control over the situation. He has this level of leverage when it comes to Tuco, right? Because Tuco, obviously he needs Walter. So when Walter is giving him demand, Tuco is willing to listen and is willing to accept those demands, right? That's the main takeaway. Walter is stepping up his game. Walter is, again, becoming more and more of the leader, right? Don't mess with my friend here. Don't mess with my underling. Don't mess with my second in command. Don't mess with Jesse. You want me? Those are my terms. Fantastic development for Walter's character. And then, of course, we have this scene. We talked about this before, but this scene is basically like, again, like how Skyler is very optimistic when it comes to Walter's character and his behaviors, right? It's this deniability of like, no, Walter would never do something like this or would never do something like that, right? Marie is very keen on a lot of things. I would say Marie can kind of see through Walter more than any character, if I'm being honest, right? Marie was the one who, you know, during the family meeting in season 1, right? She was the one who was like, let Walter do whatever he wants, right? And here, again, she's like, what about the second cell phone? Right? So Hank obviously told her about it. And then she's also like, okay, what about the meth? And Skyler is always in this. Skyler and Hank, again, we're grasping at straws here. There's no real evidence. You know, like we can't really come to a certain conclusion, even though the conclusion is exactly what Marie is like talking about, right? It's kind of crazy to think about it. But again, like these two, Skyler and Hank, they know Walter. They know Walter for such a long time that they are very biased and it is clouding their judgment. Hank visits Jesse's mom. Of course, when dealing with drugs and all that stuff, of course, his mom knows about all of it, but of course she doesn't really wanna say it to Hank, right? Because, you know, because if she did, then they're gonna be in a lot of trouble, right? So, small little interaction between the two. But this is what ultimately leads to Hank asking about the car, right? Which ties back to the end of the episode. So basically, Hank was doing his job really, really well to the point where, oh, this car actually went to here, and he found it, and that was still a shock to me. I was for sure that it was gonna be the cousins, but nope, it was Hank. Great reveal, by the way. And here it is. This part is amazing. Amazing. Like, the two banter between the two, the television in the back about like the junkyard and all that stuff, and you know, Gonzo, the fact that the uncle is looking at it. Like, oh man, he knows. He knows. The tension is there, right? It's like, does he know? Does he know? Does he know? I don't know. Hello? Hello? I don't think he can see, but he can. It's all about appearances. And of course, his uncle hears everything. His uncle is essentially the key to all of this, but the problem is he cannot speak. At least I think he can't speak. I don't know what disability he has, what his health issues are, but obviously he can't speak. He can't verbalize words that that is very important to the plot, right? He is essentially the key to all of this. And he can't say anything. He can only communicate with the bell, right? With the ding 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 ding. Poisons the food. I was about to say Walter should have poisoned both of the food at the same time, but then again, that's like very unethical. Like, why would you kill this innocent person, right? But this slow pan of Tuco's uncle, just like, I see you. I know what you did. I know what you did. Just this absolute stare of a dying man trying his best to thwart Walter and Jesse's plan, making sure his niece won't die, won't get killed, won't get poisoned. Every time he was about to bite, I was like clenching my butthole. I'm like, oh my god, he's about to do it. He's not about to do it. He's about to do it. He's not about to do it. He's about to do it. But you can see how much of a caring niece, nephew, not niece, nephew. But you can see how much of a caring nephew Tuco is when it comes to his uncle, right? Like, sure, yeah, he's like, at first he's like, what the fuck do you want? Why are you keep hitting the bell? What is it? What is it? But then he's like, oh, that's what you want. Okay, you sly dog. You want the bigger meal. Here you go. I love that dynamic. I really do. But this face from Walter and Jesse, I love it. It's such a good scene. It is such a good scene. Because now they feel like, oh shit, we just murdered this innocent person. Fuck. Just notice this. Like, notice how the flies are gathering around his meal and not everybody else's. Like, I don't know how they did it. It's probably just a coincidence that the flies are just, hanging around there, but it kind of symbolizes like, yeah, you're dead if you eat this, right? Like you are about to die. This is a dead man's meat. This is a dead man's food, right? I don't know. I just kind of like that little detail, even if it is coincidental. Fly on Jesse's head. Yeah. Points at Walter. I know what you did. I know who you are. You can't keep your secrets away from me. This man, like I said, this man is the key. He knows. He knows who and what Walter truly is. And the fact that he cannot speak is the painful part of it all. Oh my god, I just noticed what is in the television. Holy shit. That is so good. That is so good. Looks can be deceiving. All about appearances. Holy shit, that is so cool. That is such a cool detail that I just noticed. Wow. Yeah. Flip it around and it's a completely different person. Yeah, that is oh my god. This show is so freaking good. I love it. I love it. I just realized what is going on here. Oh my, yeah, this is the best episode of Breaking Bad so far. I love it. I love it so much. Yes. Anyways, enough of me gushing about that small little detail. Moving on. Ding 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 ding. Get over here. I want to talk to you about something. Yeah, it's about them. And it's this back and forth, again, communication, right? We talked about communication in the previous episode, but it's this, like, trying to communicate who they are, but you can't really say who they are because you physically can't. And it's this tension of, like, is Tuco going to find out? How is Walter and Jesse gonna get away with this? How are they gonna shrivel around all of this? Did they do something that you don't like? Yes, they did. My uncle does not lie. And again, this ties back to, like, relationships and how biased you are. But on this case, it is a detriment to Walter and Jesse because Tuco 100% believes whatever his uncle says, right? Kind of like how Hank always believes in Walter, right? But that is to his detriment. Here, it's like, yeah, you can't get away with this. Also, my god, this facial expression from Tuco, incredible. Again, like, Raymond Cruz, great actor. And I love this back and forth between, again, like, Walter and Tuco and how they're like, you know, how Tuco's like, you lied to me, didn't you? And Walter's like, no, we didn't lie. We just changed the channel. That's all we did. And it's not technically a lie, right? It's not technically a lie. And Tuco flip-flops again from, like, being angry to oh, so that's it. But it's this moment. It's this moment, right, with Tuco's uncle, where he's like, because they're not wrong. They're not technically lying. That is what they did. But there's more to it, right? It's something way more nefarious. So holding this ringing bell, right? Like, holding it enough for the audience to feel this level of suspense. It is such a great way to just build this tension, because you know when he hits that, Tuco is going, he's gonna go apeshit. It's this, and it's this smile from Tuco's uncle that's like, I got you. I got you. That bell isn't just a ticking time bomb, but it's also like a trigger, right? One ding. That's all it takes. This is like Alfred Hitchcock talked about this in there was this there's this interview or whatever where Hitchcock was talking about, you know, this idea of suspense and surprise, where, let's say you have a bomb, paraphrasing by the way, but let's say you have a bomb, let's say the audience don't know about that bomb, and then it just explodes. It creates a surprise, but at the end of the day, you're gonna make your audience confused, like, what the fuck, what just happened? That was surprising, yes, but, like, that's pretty much it. It's just like a one shocking moment, but then that's it. But suspense is way more effective, because let's say your audience knows there is a bomb. Let's say your audience knows that Tuco's uncle knows what is going on. He knows the secret. And if he rings the bell, then the secret is out. So him holding that bell is kind of like a bomb where we know it's going to explode in like, let's say 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 p.m., whatever arbitrary number or time you wanna put in. And then you know that we have like a minute left before it explodes. So it's like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And it makes every single second before it hits 0, before Tuco's uncle, dings, all the more suspenseful. That single look, those eyes opening like, I got you. I got you. Ding. Points. I know what you did. The nervousness, the sweat. I want to talk about that scene. That looks like it hurts. Of course, he's smiling. That looks like it hurts. Is that glass or what is that? A net? Was that actually Aaron Paul? Or a stunt double? I don't know, I kind of feel like that is Aaron Paul. And Tuco just, Raymond Cruz just straight up just threw him out of the fucking door. That's gotta hurt. Come on, that's gotta hurt. And of course, escalation. What did you do? All those saliva, all those like, yeah. Believable acting from Aaron Paul. Great job. Tuco is angry. He's pissed, obviously. Duh. His trust just got broken. And Walter tells the truth. And what happens when Walter tells the truth? Pain. Pain and retaliation and death. Is it foreshadowing that if Walter tells the truth to Skyler and Hank and everybody else, that ultimately it's gonna lead to their downfall? It'll lead to their, like, maybe not death, but like their misfortune, suffering. Maybe. Probably. Grabs the gun, and here's what I want to talk about, right? Walter is holding the gun, right? His fingerprints is on the gun. I don't know how fingerprints works, but I'm pretty sure Walter just had his fingerprints in the gun. But I will talk about it later on afterwards, because the scene with Tuco at the end, right? So Walter grabs the gun. Wasn't able to shoot Tuco because obviously it's like frantic, it's chaotic. He could potentially shot Jesse, by accident. So he's not gonna do it. But this time, it's Jesse. Grabs Tuco's gun, shoots. Jesse's expression is like, I can't do this. I didn't want to do that. Regret. And then you have Walter just like, let him bleed. Jesus. Again, like the change in characterizations between the two and the obvious indication that Jesse, he's a great character, but he is still too young for this line of work. This is beyond his pay grade. This is beyond him, right? This is a world that is way more not just mature, but way more dangerous than his previous line of work. He never asked for this. Walter was the one who roped him in at the end of the day. But he's still following him. And that's what makes his character interesting in my eyes. Because he can't really escape this anymore. Like, he is a part of it, right? Might as well just go with the flow, right? You accidentally entered a high-speed moving train, so now you can't get off of it, because if you do get off of it, you're gonna get hurt. So might as well stay on the train and see where it goes. See where the destination leads. It may lead to your death, it may lead to riches beyond compare, we don't know. But you are on this train and you cannot get off. And this is probably the stupidest thing that Walter has done in the entire show. And it shows that Walter is starting to not think ahead straight. Not think straight, right? Him leaving the gun. That's his first mistake. This is his first major mistake, because if it's not for Tuco, right? Because here's what I want to talk about, right? Because I said, like, Walter was holding the gun, right? He was holding the gun. His fingerprints are in the gun, but because Tuco eventually hold the gun. Again, I don't know, but is it possible that Tuco's fingerprints would cover Walt's fingerprint? Because Tuco's fingerprints are bloodied as well. I'm just thinking about, like, if that is a possibility. And two, even if Walter's fingerprints are still in the gun, I feel like Hank seeing Tuco holding the gun and shooting at him is like enough evidence to not really investigate the gun further or anything. I don't know. I just feel like if Walter's fingerprints are still in the gun and they are able to, find it, it'll be game over. I don't know. That's just how I felt. So, a grave mistake from Walter that could potentially be saved accidentally by the fact that Tuco is holding the gun now, and the fact that Hank is seeing Tuco holding the gun, so he has enough evidence to know, like, whose gun is it. Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, Hank comes in, has a shootout, kills Tuco. And when Walter sees Hank, he runs away. Can't let Hank see him, right? He can't let Hank see himself, because obviously if he does, he's gonna ask him questions like, why are you here? Why are you with Tuco? Like what's your connection with him? Like why? So obviously they ran away. Heartbeat stops. Ding 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 ding. For whom the bell tolls. What a fantastic episode. That was so good. I love it. I love that episode so much. That was great. Well, that's pretty much it for Breaking Bad Season 2, Episode 2. Man, what a great episode. Like again, great direction, great writing. Acting's great. The suspense. Fantastic. Beautiful episode. If you do enjoy my reaction, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. If you are still watching, then thank you for watching the discussion as well. Early access is available on Patreon if you want to watch the next couple of episodes. And that's about it. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace.